Hey guys, and today I'm going to be reading Jeremiah chapter 10, and it says, Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, Lean not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman, with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. So, Jeremiah is saying, hear the words of the Lord, because the Lord is speaking through him. And it says, don't live in the way that the heathen lives, because people that are considered heathens don't believe like in the full power of God. Like, they don't really believe that God has the power that he truly holds. So yeah, like when he sent the prophets to the people so that they can learn and fear God, a lot of the people didn't believe them, the prophets, and they even killed the prophets because they didn't want them prophesying. So yeah, learn not the way, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. So the signs of heaven are like, the destruction that we see, like the things that has to happen before Jesus comes back, and it's gonna look all destructive and like horrible. But we're not supposed to be afraid, because we're supposed to know that that stuff is supposed to happen, because Jesus has said that. And verse 3 says, For the customs of the people are vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman, with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do either. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Lord, thou art great, and thy name is great in might. So this is basically telling you the ways of the people are vain, because they cut down a tree and they put all these things on it, like a Christmas tree. Like, they deck it with silver and gold. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. So yeah, this could be talking about a Christmas tree, like, and the fact that they worship the trees. Like, the tree that they cut down, they sit there and worship it, which is not good, obviously. If you have a whole book here telling you how to live, and you're worshiping a tree. So yeah, So it says, "For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Lord, thou art great, and thy name is great in might. Who would not fear thee, O King of nations? For to thee doth it appertain. For as much as among all the wise men of the nations, and in all their kingdoms, there is none like unto thee." So he's saying nobody is like God here on earth or anywhere. Nobody is like God because they can't, nobody can be like God because He is like the only true living God. Jesus Christ and the Father. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all we should be worshiping. And nobody is like him. So yeah, nobody has the ways of God unless it's Jesus or him, God himself. So we have to walk in the ways of God though. So verse 8. "But they are altogether brutish and foolish. The stock is a doctrine of vanities." So he's talking about the kings and wise men, stuff like that. The wise men. So the men who feel like they're wise and they don't really have knowledge. It says, "But they are altogether brutish and foolish. The stock is a doctrine of vanities." And he's saying they're brutish and foolish because they only think that what they know is right. Like, what they think is right is right. And it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks to them because they are wise in their own eyes. And yeah, the Lord says don't be wise in your own eyes. Like, yeah, don't be thinking you know everything when you don't. So yeah, when it says the stock is a doctrine of vanities, it's saying the part of the tree that they cut and they take it and they worship that is done in vanity because that is not their God. Well, to them that's their God, but that's not a real God. Like, Yahweh is the only God. So this is why it says it's vanity and they're foolish because they're worshiping something that does not live, something that can't help them, something that can't save them, something that doesn't have any being. It's an object, so it cannot help you and you cannot worship something that is not living. But they did what they wanted to do. And yeah, so silver spread into plates is brought from Tarshish, and gold from Uphaz, the work of the workman and of the hands of the founder. Blue and purple is their clothing. They are all the work of cunning men. But the Lord is the true God. He is the living God and an everlasting King. At his wrath the earth shall tremble, and the nations shall not be able to abide his indignation. So this verse is saying God is living and an everlasting King, right? He will never die. Like, nobody can make him die. Nobody like he is everlasting. He is here forever. And the earth trembles, and the nation shall not be able to abide his indignation. So nobody will be able to relax in this anger of the Lord, because they are worshiping false idols. They're worshiping a tree, man. This is why he's angry. They're not listening to God and what he's telling them to do. Instead, they're worshiping a tree and walking in their own ways, the imagination of their own heart is what they're walking in when they're doing this, disrespecting God. So verse 11 says, "Thus shall ye say unto them, the gods that have not made the heaven." Thus shall ye say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under these heavens. He hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heavens by his discretion. So, yeah, those false gods will perish, and this is saying he hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heavens by his discretion. So, only God has the power. Only God has the power to create like a whole entire earth and establish the world. So, make sure it's official, and like his wisdom is like no other wisdom. So it surpasses everything that we could even imagine being wisdom on this earthly realm. So, and hath stretched out the heavens by his discretion. So he stretched out the heavens. He did all of this. Like the heavens, I know it's a big, great place, like a really, really, really large place. And hath stretched out the heavens by his discretion. So, yeah, it says he stretched it out. And his discretion. Nobody had control over God. Nobody has control over God. Nobody can stop him from doing something if he wants to do it. So, by his discretion, he's not under the control of anybody else. He's the one controlling everything he's doing. Verse 13, when he uttereth his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures. Every man is brutish in his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image, for his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. So, when he uttereth his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. I feel like this just means, like, when he's making, like, the rain and the lightning and everything, when it's, like, storming, it's coming down, like, heavy. He maketh lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth wind out of his treasures. So yeah, basically saying this is a storm happening because God is not happy with what the people are doing. So verse 14 says, every man is brutish in his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image. For his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. So every man is like stupid in his own knowledge. Like when they think they know everything, but they just don't know barely anything. So yeah, every founder is confounded by the graven image because they think it's a god and it could help them or save them, right? But God is the only true living God, so sorry. Anyways, nobody can take the place of God in a human being's life. So whatever they try to do to have this false God, they tried to, like, I don't know. When God said, like, go ask those gods for help because he caused things to happen to them, they wasn't helping them because it wasn't even alive. Like, how can that help you at all if you have a God right here talking to you, telling you what to do? And you don't want to listen to him, but you want to act like this tree right here is your God. Okay. Yeah. Where was I at? Okay. They are vanity and the work of errors. In the time of their visitation shall they perish. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. So, all this that they're doing, worshiping the tree and, like, cutting it down, putting, like, gold and silver on it and all that, that is done in vanity, like, because it's done for nothing. They're not helping themselves by doing this. They're actually destroying, like, the covenant that they had with God. So yeah, but not like all the way, because he still gave them another chance to fix their mistakes. So gather up thy wares out of the land, O inhabitant of the fortress. For thus saith the Lord, behold, I will sling out the inhabitants of the land at this once, and will distress them, that they may find it so. Woe is me for my hurt, my wound is grievous. But I said, truly, this is a grief, and I must bear it. My tabernacle is spoiled, and all my cords are broken. My children are gone forth of me, and they are not. There is none to stretch forth my tent any more, and to set up my curtains. For the pastors are become brutish, and have not sought the Lord. Therefore they shall not prosper, and all their flocks shall be scattered. This could be Jeremiah talking, I think, saying, like, how bad he feels because of the way that the people were living, and, like, Everything is broken. All my cords are broken. So basically, because of their doings with worshiping the tree and not listening to God, they basically angered God, and he started to do things, and now everything's messed up. Like, he started to give them back what they did, basically repaying them for their doings. And it says, "For the pastors are become brutish and have not sought the Lord. Therefore they shall not prosper, and all their flocks shall be scattered." So, yeah. They're not seeking the Lord. They're not trying to have a relationship with the Lord. So, that was being shown in their lives. So, therefore they shall not prosper, and all their flocks shall be scattered. That is how it shows on the outside that they were not doing what they needed to do to get close to God. So he will let that show on the outside too, just to get to you, to make you fear him and to make you want to get closer to him and know who he really is. Because he loves you, so he's gonna chase you. It says, Behold, the noise of the brutish is come, and a great commotion out of the north country, to make the cities of Judah desolate, and a den of dragons. O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. O Lord, correct me, but with judgment, not in thine anger, lest thou bring me to nothing. Pour out thy fury upon the heathen that know thee not, and upon the families that call not on thy name. For they have eaten up Jacob and devoured him and consumed him, and have made his habitation desolate. So, because these people are not calling upon the Lord, and they're just living the opposite way that God says to live. Jeremiah was saying, basically, pour thy fury upon the heathen. So the people that don't believe in you, pour your fury upon them. Because they need to see that you are real. So I feel like this is what he was saying. So yeah, the place that they were in, they were ruining it. Because of their doings, it was becoming desolate. This is what God does. Like, if you're being disobedient, he's going to mess up something in your, like, daily life. And it's going to bother you. So, this is chapter 11. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Hear ye the words of this covenant, and speak unto the men of Judah, and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and say thou unto them, Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, Cursed be the man that obeyeth not the words of this covenant, which I commanded your fathers in the day that I brought them forth out of the land of Egypt, from the iron furnace, saying, Obey my voice, and do them, according to all that which I command you. So shall ye be my people, and I will be your God, that I may perform the oath which I have sworn unto your fathers, to give them a land flowing with milk and honey, as it is this day. Then answered I and said, So be it, O Lord. Then the Lord said unto me, Proclaim all these words in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, saying, Hear ye the words of this covenant and do them. For I earnestly protested unto your fathers in the day that I brought them up out of the land of Egypt, even unto this day, rising early and protesting, saying, Obey my voice. Yet they obeyed not, nor inclined their ear, but walked every one in the imagination of their evil heart. Therefore I will bring upon them all the words of this covenant, which I commanded them to do, but they did them not. So, the Lord is speaking to Jeremiah, telling him to say the words that he's speaking to the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. So, yeah. And it's about this covenant that God made with their fathers, and he's making it. He made it with them too. And they didn't listen to him. Like, they just did what they wanted to do. So, yeah. They walked in the ways that they wanted to walk, because they were just plain being disobedient to what God said. And yeah, so it says, And the Lord said unto me, a conspiracy is found among the men of Judah and among the inhabitants of Jerusalem. They are turned back to the iniquities of their forefathers, which refused to hear my words. And they went after other gods to serve them. The house of Israel and the house of Judah have broken my covenant, which I made with their fathers. So yeah, their fathers didn't listen to him, and they weren't listening to him with the covenant that he made. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will bring evil upon them, which they shall not be able to. Sorry, my phone stopped recording again. But it says, Therefore, thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will bring evil upon them, which they shall not be able to escape. And though they shall cry unto me, I will not hearken unto them. Then shall the cities of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem go and cry unto the gods, unto whom they offer incense, but they shall not save them at all in the time of their trouble. For according to the number of thy cities were thy gods, O Judah, and according to the number of the streets of Jerusalem have ye set up altars to that shameful thing, even altars to burn incense unto Baal. So, yeah, he's saying, if you're not going to listen to me, then I'm not going to listen to you when you're in trouble and you need me. Then I'm not going to be there, because when I needed you to keep this covenant and to be serious with me, you didn't want to take it serious. So, yeah, God is basically showing them how he is going to be with them if they don't want to accept God as their actual God, because he loves them, and like, he's not just gonna let you do whatever you want. So yeah, he's our Heavenly Father and he loves us. But yeah, that's it for this video and for these scriptures, because I feel like he just wants to show you, like, if you're gonna listen to me, then I'm gonna listen to you. And that's how, like, you know, love works and everything like that. Like, there has to be two parties that are understanding and down for whatever is being done. So like, he gave them this covenant, and he wanted them to listen to the words that were in the covenant and take it serious and live by his law. And they didn't do that, so he brought evil upon them. But he's also doing this out of his love, because he's doing it to bring them back unto him once again. So only they were making it difficult for themselves. But yeah, that's it for this video, and like this video and whatever if you like it and all that. So yeah, my next video will be tomorrow. So yeah, I'll be uploading tomorrow. So enjoy the rest of your day or whatever. I don't know why I keep saying or whatever. But yeah, I really love making these videos though, because it really does like help me enjoy my day more. Like, I just love doing this because I know I'm helping someone or people or whatever. But yeah, bye y'all, and I love y'all.